Tony D and Little Joan with Screenwriter's Rant. Little Joan's over here. Screenwriter's Rant on, I don't know, I guess I'd call it three sort of immigrant movies. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 12, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. All right, so first up is the Persian version, El Conde on Netflix, and A Million Miles Away. So the first movie is about a Persian family. I think they're also Muslim, and the mother is, everybody's different. It's a Muslim family, but I think they're trying to push like a whole woke angle to it. Like, this is the modern Muslim. I don't think the religious Muslims will probably like this movie. The daughter's very rebellious. She she's gay, and then she ends up getting pregnant by a guy she just thinks is a drag queen initially, and then they're not married or anything. So yeah, it's not good. I mean, in terms of the wokeness. It's supposed to be about a wacky family, but it seems so, I don't know, it seems pretty unrealistic to me. It seems like a very large extended family where everybody's just outrageous. They just act outrageous. Even the brothers don't seem like, no one's normal in the family. And the mother is the head of the family, and okay. I mean, I guess there's an audience for this somewhere. I think it's only in urban areas for the same hipsters that watch this kind of stuff. I don't think you're breaking any new ground with this. Doesn't feel realistic. It says based on a true story. I don't know. Is it? Seems like kind of a messed up family. But anyhow, written and directed by Maryam Kershevars. So maybe it's based on her life. I don't know. So it just seems to be, I don't know, a wacky family. A wacky Muslim family. I mean, it kind of looks amusing, I guess. Not my kind of movie. Just seems like it's trying too hard to be quirky. First act, they're a family. The daughter's constantly outraging the mother, who's a big boss in real estate, and she's running the show, the mother. And then her brothers are all different personalities, and she's the screw up, and she's constantly outraging her mother. And then the biggest outrage is that she gets pregnant. She didn't think she could get pregnant in a one-night stand, claims that she is gay, but then has sex with a guy. Like, it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, do we really have to see your daddy issues on screen? I mean, is that what this is? It's just you're taking all your daddy issues and putting them in a movie? Okay, I guess. Second act, I guess the first act she's outrageous. Beginning of the second act, she finds out she's pregnant, and then it's all about her, I guess, sort of growing up, but not really, and how her wacky family deals with the eventual birth of her child. And I guess she ends up with the drag queen guy who's not a drag queen. The end, maybe she grows up and becomes semi-normal, I guess. I don't know. There's like too much going on here. It feels like a movie that the filmmakers intended it to be amusing, and it's just one outrage after another, like that only hipsters would laugh at. And like, I don't even consider it all that outrageous. Okay, your life screwed up. Sorry to hear that, I guess. I'm not sure why this is entertaining to you, but okay. You're weird and unusual. Wow. Score? This one sounds really intriguing. As always, Netflix, man, they just buy some cool foreign films. The premise of this movie, it's about Pinochet if he was a 250-year-old vampire. That's nuts. So, it's got history, vampires. It's in black and white. I mean, this looks very unusual. Very unusual. And Pinochet ends up falling in love with a French accountant who's brought in to fix the books for the Pinochet regime. But he falls in love with her, and then here he is. He drinks a bunch of hearts after he puts them in a blender. So I don't know. I guess he I don't know if he dies, and then it's about killing the vampires. Called El Conde, which means the Count. I would totally see this. This looks good. Have no idea where they're going with this. September 15th. First act, I guess, they're going to establish that Pinochet has been around for 250 years as a vampire. He's finally has all this power, but it doesn't mean anything to him anymore. I guess he's dying anyway. He's super old, and he's just ready to end it all. He's depressed, and then they bring in this accountant, and he falls in love with her. Second act, he woos the accountant, seduces her, as vampires are wont to do, I guess. I think he eventually turns her into a vampire. I'm not sure. And then there's various jokes about him liking to kill people, and I think there's historical jokes in this. I'd have to brush up on my Pinochet to get some of them. So it looks smart. And then there's a plot to kill him. And then the question is, do they kill him? My guess would be no. My guess would be he runs away with the accountant after turning her into a vampire, and he's still around. But that he stages his own death, maybe something like that. It looks really interesting to combine history and a vampire movie in this way. I mean, at least it's different. Looks like they spent some money on it too. And finally, A Million Miles Away. This is about a guy who wants to be an astronaut. But everybody laughs at him because he's an immigrant. I don't know why. I mean, you either know enough stuff about being an astronaut or you don't. I mean, it's very hard to be an astronaut. It should be hard to be an astronaut. You need to know a lot of things. You need to be in great shape, and you have to be a certain height and weight, and you have to work very hard and know things. They're not just going to send anybody up there. So it's about his dream. I assume it's based on a true story, but Jose Hernandez, was he a real astronaut? I don't know. And then eventually he goes up in the shuttle. So also September 15th. I mean, good for him. It seems like a wholesome movie. They seem to focus on his ethnic background, which, it just seems like, I mean, this is the space shuttle. It wasn't like the 1920s. Hispanic people in this country went to college and became all sorts of things. So, I can't stand this framing like, oh, we're such a racist country. How did he become an astronaut? Like, it's just not reality. He's I guess it's nice they're doing a movie about him. I don't know. I feel like, though, because they frame it that way, they'll take liberties that way to sell you on that concept. I don't know if it's true or not. It doesn't say based on a true story. I don't think it does. Oh, wait. No, it does. A true story of Jose Hernandez. I don't think it said it in the trailer. Man with a Dream to Reach the Stars, played by Michael Pena, directed by Alexandra Marquez Abella. So yeah, he wanted to be an astronaut. First act, he wanted to be an astronaut. Everybody laughed at him. Second act, he's trying to be an astronaut. It looks really bad. He trains and trains and trains. And then the third act, he becomes an astronaut. The end. So good. I mean, he becomes an astronaut. I mean, it's cool. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a very surprising movie, I'll say. Right? It just seems like, okay, good. I'm glad he became. I mean, it feels like it should be a documentary. Sure. I don't know. What are you going to reveal in this drama other than changing it to make it more dramatic? So I don't know. Too much content, maybe. So these are the three movies. You got A Million Miles Away, El Conde, and the Persian version. Well, obviously, El Conde is at the top of the list for me. Totally want to see this. History and vampires. Come on. This is going to be great. I think I will watch this movie. Number 2, I guess this Persian movie. Because at least it's... I mean, it's trying. It's trying to be different. I don't think it'll be all that funny. It's a little too much. And right behind it is A Million Miles Away. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It kind of looks boring. It just kind of looks boring. Like, okay, he became an astronaut. Good for him. Like, if I wanted to see something about this guy, I would rather see a documentary where I would hope it would be true. Like, everything in it would be true. I don't want to see a dramatized version of this because what am I saying? You're probably taking liberties with it. You're probably making it like, oh my God, everybody tried to stop him. And that probably wasn't true. I would rather see a realistic documentary about what really happened for this, because this is history. So, yeah, I wouldn't even see this. But the Persian version, I mean, gun to my head, it would be my second choice. I probably wouldn't see it at all. Directed by Mayan. Let's read the synopsis. I didn't read this one. Coming from two countries at odds with each other, Iranian-American Leela strives to find balance to embrace her opposing cultures while boldly challenging the labels society is so quick to project upon her. Okay, well, maybe I'm changing my mind reading this synopsis. When her family reunites in New York City with her father's heart transplant, Leela navigates her relationships at arm's length in an effort to keep her real life separate from her family life. However, when her secret unceremoniously revealed, so are the distinct parallels between her life and that of her mother, Shireen, punctuated by a bright color palette, snappy comedic relief, and vibrant dance numbers. Oof. The Persian version delivers an honest portrayal of a woman, how's it honest, with dance numbers in it, who remains unapologetically herself, blended seamlessly into a heartfelt story about family belonging and the undeniable influence of pop music. Okay, now I'm out. All right, put this one on the bottom. That sounds awful. Sounds awful. Yeah, I'll sit through boring astronaut movie before I sit through this. Jesus. But El Conte, yeah, that sounds cool. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan, just off camera. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble. You never know when I'll be kicked off of this stupid channel. In fact, I keep getting notices from YouTube like, yeah, your hits are down. Maybe you haven't done the things we wanted you to do, or something like that. I don't quite understand what they're trying to imply with my videos. They're the ones who crush me in the algorithm. I don't know why. Don't crush me in the algorithm. Maybe all my videos will be good. I don't know. I'll be at the Cassianos on Saturday at 4. Back with more videos tomorrow. See ya. Tomorrow.